Welcome everybody. This is another episode of Big Day Small Talk. My name is Cammie. I'm with Argonaut Wine and Liquor. I'm the director of events, and this is where I bring wedding industry leaders like Katie from Encore Catering to come in and kind of help us engage couples to figure out what are some great industry ideas, some tips, some trades. So the reason I have Katie here is, again, she is with Encore Catering. She's here as a wedding planner. And today she's going to discuss some really interesting and great tips of why we need to hire a planner, what a planner is even about, and what are the necessities and why you want to do that. So Katie, we were talking a little bit earlier about wedding planners and when to hire a wedding planner, and you came up with a really good point, and I want you to share this with everybody because I think they need to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. So the thing about wedding planners is we always seem to be brought in at the end, specifically if you're hiring us for day of coordination. And as your planner and as your planning partner, we really should be your first call. You get engaged, you call me. You don't wait to have a date. You don't wait to have your venue. You don't wait for anything except the ring. And then once you have the ring, I mean, hell, if you have the person, call me then. But, you get the ring, you call me, because my job is to help make sure that your journey through the planning process is a smooth one. I want you to make sure that you're considering the weather that time of year,
right,
considering how the date is going to impact how popular that venue might be. Are there holiday weekends that you can take advantage of? Getting married on a weekday, but having the long weekend to still have time with your friends and family and maximize the number of people that are going to come to your event. Are there exclusive vendors at specific venue spaces that you're going to have to use that may or may not have the best reputation? So your planner really should be the first person you call, even if they're not going to help you with the entire planning process. They can at least give you a starting place for things in that first consultation, and then help tie things up at the end with that day of coordination.
And I love that, because the great thing about dealing with the wedding planner is you guys deal with the caterers, with the, like me, a liquor store, you deal with the venues. So you have all of those people in your pockets.
Yes.
And you know who's good, may not be something you might want to avoid, things like that. So that's things that you need as an industry leader, those tips you need from an industry leader.
It's why this position has transitioned in title from being an event planner to an event coordinator.
Ooh, I like that terminology, coordinator, because you are coordinating.
Yes.
Let's be honest. I was at a venue the other day, and the venue said to me, they have to hire a wedding coordinator, and I thought, why would you need to hire a wedding coordinator? Can you help us understand that? Why do you need to do that?
So we get this question a lot as well, because there's so many similar terms within the wedding industry that your venue's going to have a venue planner or venue coordinator for your day, and they may market themselves as your wedding day coordinator, but they're from the venue. You have an event captain from your catering, and then why do I need to spend more money on a day of coordinator? And it's because we're all actually doing different things. Each company and each vendor that you hire is going to have a leader in whatever arena they're responsible for, and they call that person your day of person, your manager, your coordinator, whatever the title is. But they're really responsible for their part of the service. The day of coordinator that you hire to help with the wedding as a whole is the one that's responsible for taking all the bits and pieces and bringing them all together to coordinate it as one cohesive event. So your venue manager may be able to help with some, lineup for, or help you walk through your rehearsal, may help line up people for walking down the aisle, but their responsibilities begin and end with the four walls of the venue, the lights. Is it hot enough or cold enough for you and your guests? And did everything get cleaned up and put back where it was supposed to go at the end of the night so you get your damage deposit back? They're not the ones making sure that your flowers were there on time, that your rentals were counted and you have everything you were supposed to have in the right colors, that your caterer showed up on time and that they're going to be ready for dinner service as soon as you're ready to go, that your photographer knows what time it is and that you have dinner waiting and you need to cut some of these photos short. No one else is going to know those things, but your coordinator should know all of those things.
All that. And as an engaged couple, you don't have time to know all that, to do all that, to delegate all that.
Exactly.
That's you. That's why you're so important.
And there's so many things that happen day of. My favorite thing to do with all my engaged couples when I'm at their rehearsal is I ask, who here has been helping this lovely couple with all of their wedding planning up until now? Raise your hand. Let's give everybody a nice round of applause. Thank you so much. you're now fired. You're officially done. It's my job now to make sure that everything gets done the way it's supposed to.
Yep.
Your job is now to celebrate these lovely people and have a wonderful time.
Right.
And at the end of the day, that's really what you want your wedding to be about.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the one running around like a chicken with your head cut off, making sure things happen the way they were supposed to. And you really don't want your friends and family doing that.
No.
Because if there's, God forbid, an issue with the caterer not showing up when they were supposed to, do you really want your mom, your sister, your cousin, your dad, your brother missing your first kiss because they were dealing with an issue with the caterer in the middle of your ceremony?
Yeah, I would never want that to happen. And that makes a great point, and that's why, spending that money for a wedding coordinator will pay off tenfold.
It absolutely will.
Yeah. Speaking of paying off tenfold, I've had a lot of brides and grooms and engaged couples ask me, how can I cut costs? And I thought, what better to ask a wedding coordinator is
Yes.
how could I cut those costs? And what does that mean to cut costs?
Absolutely. So the wedding industry as a whole is extremely expensive, as we all know. And everybody is looking for the next tip or trick to be able to save a few bucks.
Yep.
Hiring a coordinator will actually save you money in the long run, or at least pay for itself through the money that they're able to save you in the long run, because our job is to be tuned into trends and different tips that we can give you to help along the way. For instance, if you're doing a sparkler exit for your wedding, the only time of year you can buy sparklers is at 4th of July or at New Year's. And if you're getting married in October and you didn't think about this in July, all of a sudden it's September and you have no idea where to go find sparklers for your grand exit.
Yeah.
And now you're scrambling and you're paying way too much money, and it's stress on you that you don't need.
No.
If you're getting married far enough out that you can track what the pricing of something does, using Amazon deal days, using all of those things. The other thing that a wedding coordinator is going to give you is relationships with your other vendors.
Love it.
Encore works very, very closely with Argonaut, and we can call you and say, hey, I've got a client with X budget and they really want to do a specialty cocktail and they love Casamigos tequila, but they're a little tight as far as budget's concerned. What's your recommendation? And you're going to be able to give me your insights as an industry leader. They may not even know to ask the question.
Right.
They may just be looking at it, well, we got to go with Casamigos,
Yep.
which is a fantastic brand, but we may have something else out there that they could still use for that specialty cocktail.
Yep. That makes total sense. And I think what we were talking about before is this may be your first wedding or second or third, but by no means is it your 600th wedding,
Right.
where this is her 600th wedding
Exactly.
that she's done. So she's the expert. So using those expertise, using those people that she has in her back pocket, using the advice and the tips and the trades will all come full circle with either savings, time, and time is money, we all know that, right? And then also peace of mind. You can't pay for peace of mind in the wedding industry,
No, you
but
really
you can when you hire a wedding coordinator.
Absolutely.
So Katie, thank you so much for joining Big Day Small Talk today. We look forward to working with you. You guys gotta call her, book it with her as soon as possible. She said it, when you get the ring, call Katie.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me today.
Thanks,
Talk to you all
Katie.
soon.